Good morning, students. Today we will have to discuss the morphology of flowering plant, and in this particular chapter we will have to mainly discuss the leaf. Leaf is a very important part of the plant, and that is main important because it is responsible for the preparation of the food. Mainly the green leaves, thin or thick, and having chlorophyll, and they are responsible to form the food. So it is very much important part of the plant. It has been observed that the certain dicotyledonous seed at the time of germination, what happens, that cotyledon retains certain food materials and they come out on the soil and they become green, and this type of leaf is called cotyledonous leaf, and it has been observed in certain plant when they germinate they will form such type of leaf. It is fleshy leaf, and their shape, it is not the original shape of that particular plant, but it is of the cotyledon like. After some time it becomes vanished and the real shape of the leaf will become by the foliage leaf. Second type of leaf is called bract leaf. It has been observed in certain flower that have a supporting part, and that is also of the red color or white color or other than green color, and that is called bract leaf. Some leaf, in case of the this bract leaf is present in the bougainvillea. In case of scaly leaf, it has been observed in stem which is mainly horizontal underground, that is rhizome like, having certain this type of leaf, and that protect the bud, and this is called scaly leaf. As you know that the flower is the modified part of the stem, and all the wholes of the flowers are modified leaf. So mainly calyx and corolla is called the floral leaf, and today we will have to discuss about the foliage leaf, the leaf which is mainly meant for the formation of the preparation of the food. Now it has been observed that the most of the stem, a bud is present at the lateral or apical part. From the lateral part, it has been observed that either that bud convert into foliage leaf or convert into flower. So it is a typical leaf having, which is originated from node and having this type of bud. Now it has small green color stipules. It may be absent or present. If it is present, that is called stipulate, or absent, that is called astipulate or non-stipulate. It is the origin point. From the origin point, that is the cylindrical structure is present, and this is called leaf, that is called petiole, which is originated from the base, and this base is called hypopodium. It is called hypopodium or leaf base. From leaf base, a cylindrical structure or long structure is produced, that is called petiole, and this is also called mesopodium. On this particular petiole, a lamina is formed, and this lamina is called epipodium. Inside lamina there is a midrib, and from the midrib there are so many veins are formed, and that is called, on the basis of the arrangement we will study that the venation is of many more types. The margin of the leaf, that is called it is called midrib. This one is the midrib, and this one is the margin, and this is the apex of the leaf. Now on the basis of the different type of venations, we can divide leaf mainly of two types. one leaf having reticulate venation, and another from the parallel venation. It has been observed that a leaf having midrib and this type of veins are originated, and when vein form a net-like structure, then it is called reticulate venation, and it is a typical example of the dicotyledonous leaf. But in case of monocot, it has been observed that the veins are parallelly arranged, just like in case of the Mirabilis jalapa, or in the case of the China rose, in case of the mango, in case of the banyan tree or the peepal tree, like that. In case of mango, it has been observed this midrib is at the base, it is somewhat swollen. It is one of the important type of this particular, that because this type of swollen leaf, this swollen part is called pulvinous part. In certain cases, it has been observed that a leaf like this type of structure is present. This swollen structure is the example of the mango, and this leaf like structure, this structure is present in the rose. So we can study also that how many types of this particular petiole. Now this veins, in case of the banana tree, it has been observed that long veins are present at the center. It is midrib, and from midrib there are so many veins are originated but are not intersect to each other. They are parallelly arranged. So this type of venation is called parallel venation. We will classify this particular reticulate and parallel venation in different way. Reticulate venation. This reticulate venation is unicostate and multicostate. Unicostate and multicostate. There are two types of the venation. Unicostate, in case of the banyan tree, in case of the peepal tree, we will see that this type of leaf is present. Suppose this is the leaf of the peepal, and it has one midrib, and so many veins are originated, and that veins form network. Then it is called unicostate type of the reticulate venation. But in case of the multicostate venation, it has been observed that one leaf, suppose this one is the leaf, having many more veins are originated from the base, and they come without any crossing. They will be here, and in between these two there are nets. Or it has been observed in certain cases that this type of leaf are present having many main veins, and there are reticulation. They both are multicostate, but one is called convergent. It is called convergent, and this is called divergent. This is the two types of the multicostate. So we can say that the reticulate venation, better to classify for the understanding in easy way, we can make a pebble-like structure that is called reticulate venation. It is of two types, that is called unicostate and multicostate. And this multicostate is of two types, convergent and divergent. These are the two types. Just with the help of figure we have discussed. Now parallel. Parallel is of also same types. Parallel is also unicostate and multicostate, and it is also of the convergent and divergent. In case of unicostate, just we have discussed in case of the that is called banana, like this one, like this one. If this type of leaf is present having no reticulation, only parallel, that is called convergent. And if this type of leaf is present having this type of origin points but no reticulation, then it is called divergent type of the venation. Now, in addition of the venation, we will have to discuss the phyllotaxy of the leaf. Phyllotaxy of the leaf. Phyllotaxy of the leaf. This phyllotaxy means the arrangement of leaf on stem at node. Suppose this one is the stem having node and it is the leaf. This type of phyllotaxy is called alternate type. Alternate type. If it is like this, it is called opposite type. Opposite type. And if such type of arrangement it is called whorl type. So overall we can say that typically the phyllotaxy is of three types, that is alternate, opposite and whorl. Alternate, opposite and whorl. Opposite may be of two types, that is called superpose and decussate. On the basis of the alternate arrangement of this particular opposite, we can say that it is of two types. Now, it has been observed that a typical leaf like mango, leaf of the mango tree, it has been observed that there is a pulvinous structure and having a typical midrib, and this margin is intact from the, there is no any depression is found here. there is no any incision is found here. Now it has been observed, suppose this one is the midrib and this one is the margin, and this distance is about 4 centimeter. Suppose the incision is like this, incision is like this, and incision is like this. Three types of incision just we are visiting here. Here we will see that this incision is less than half. This incision is more than half. Just half. It is 2 centimeter. Suppose it is 1 centimeter, and it is about 3 or 3.5 centimeter. Okay. It is called pinetified. It is called pinetipartite, and it is called pinetisept. We are just discussing this particular incision because it has been observed that due to this particular incision, the simple leaf is converted into compound leaf. Simple leaf is converted into compound leaf. Just you will see that suppose this is the stem, this one is the midrib, or it is also called rachis, and this one is the margin of the leaf. Suppose this incision is like this. Then what happens? This leaf is divided into different leaflets, and in due course of modification, it may be converted into like this one, like this one. Now this is the midrib, and these are called leaflets, and this whole is called leaf, and this is called compound leaf. So if this particular pinetisept is deep seated and come in contact with this particular midrib, then it is responsible for the formation of the conversion of the simple leaf into compound leaf. Now we will classify the simple leaf and compound leaf with the help of the schematic diagram firstly. Then we will discuss in this tabular structure, or you can say that the schematic diagram, we can classify this simple leaf and compound leaf. Leaf is of two types, simple leaf and compound leaf. If the leaf is like this, then you can say that it is the pinnate leaf, and if leaf is like this, then we can say that it is the palmate leaf, palm like leaf, that is called palmate leaf. Now due to incision, if the pinnate or palmate is divided into different leaflets, then we can say that they are converted into compound leaf, and this compound leaf is unipinnate or unifoliate, bipinnate or bifoliate, tripinnate or trifoliate, like that. If it is pinnately compound, then it is called unipinnate, bipinnate, tripinnate or decompound. If it is palmately compound, then that is called unifoliate, bifoliate, trifoliate, tetrafoliate or pentafoliate. We will discuss it with the help of the figure. Here we will see that this unipinnate, suppose this one is the midrib, and directly leaflets are arranged on it. Or like this. Here we will see that it is the odd number, it is the even number. If the pinnate, these leaflets are even number, then it is called peripinnate. Peripinnate. And if the number is odd, that is called imperipinnate. Imperipinnate. Now, with the help of the second figure, we will understand that what do you mean by bipinnate. Here we will see that this one is the midrib, and if leaflets are again divided into this type of structure, it is leaflet, this one is the leaflet, and having this one, then it is called bipinnate. And if it has this type of structure, it is called leaflet, and this is called tripinnate. And if there is just uneven type of the cutting, then we can say that, just like in the case of compound leaf, carrot and coriander, in two cases which is normally seen by the persons, it has been observed that there are multi-set leaves are present, and that is called decompound. In this case, what happens, there are so many, this type of leaves are formed. This type of leaves are formed like this one. Then we can say that is decompound leaf. Now in case of this one, if there is a foliate, then one leaf having a small leaf, then it is called unifoliate. If a leaf, palmate leaf, is like this, that is called bifoliate. If palmate leaf is like this, that is called trifoliate. And if the leaf is of many more, that is called multifoliate. So this is the all about the leaf. We will discuss later on about the modification of leaf and others.